Hello everyone, thanks for tuning into the 12th instalment of the GWV Christmas 2022 Countdown. So wow, we have got another episode of the soap opera that is the Christmas Countdown for you right now, and I should get on with your 12th Christmas update in a moment. Just to say that the first video today was the 6 AM upload, but the main issue today is that in a couple of hours time we are going to be premiering our winter 2022-2023 forecast. So it's going to be absolutely epic on a live premiere. I'm going to see you in the live chat. We'll watch it together and you'll see what GWV is forecasting for the winter. You know, you'll see that in an hour or so's time here on the channel as a premiere. Goodness gracious me! Woo! I don't know. And to show us Richard for the Christmas updates gifts. Thank you so much, Richard. Got 2 Christmas updates gifts this year. So I love it! Thank you so much, Rich, for our gifts. Right, well, we're going to go to Mr. Silla in a moment. Just to say, again, we're only looking at this for trends within the world, so we can't pinpoint whether to Christmas Day, still too far away. No, we're looking to find the trend model. Generally, the trend over these Christmas updates has been storming. Sometimes that's been a mild stormy, sometimes that's been a cold stormy, but stormy for Christmas has been the trend within these updates. Just because we've got a trend, though, doesn't necessarily mean it's the right trend. Right, let's have a look then, shall we? So, I'm going to start off here with the GWV 6Z run on the 10th of December. Of course, we're close to get to Christmas, but narrower time frame is becoming. Now, we're starting on the 10th of December now with a big blocking area of high pressure around Greenland and Iceland and pulling in these cold east winds. So, starting cold and wintering on this 12th Christmas update. Cold weather stays with us into the middle of December, with winds continuing to be from the north and the east, risking further wintry conditions. When to the second half of December, high pressure is reaching into the country. That cuts off and normally, so risk of snow would diminish, but probably still really quite cold, and particularly at night, with widespread overnight frost and maybe freezing fog over that area of high pressure as well. So the 18th of December now, looking cold and frosty, but low pressure coming in from the Atlantic, bringing something a little bit milder to the north and to west. That's struggling to get in, though, as we get to the 20th of December. Actually, the high pressure is reforming over and to the east of the country. So it does turn a little bit milder for a couple of days around the 19th, 20th for Scotland, Northern Ireland, but for England and Wales, that actually keeps it cold and frosty, and those cold, dry conditions then return really as we get to the 21st of December. So we're back under high pressure. Winds actually coming gently in from the east, could bring a few wintry showers into southeast parts of the country. It would be mostly dry though, but some quite significant overnight frost continues. So it's just going to be a little bit different. It's just going to be a drier, colder type scenario. Well, this will be Christmas Eve, 23rd of December, under a 1040 millibar area of high pressure. That's going to still be cold under that high pressure. There will be overnight frost if that comes off, and freezing fog and whatnot is like as well. That's Christmas Eve. Still under the high pressure too. So that's a cold Christmas Eve. Mostly dry, yes, you know, no snow, but it's a cold, frosty Christmas Eve. But we have, it would be white from frost. And maybe in 1 or 2 places earlier snowfalls from early on in the month will still be on the ground, actually, given that it's not really warmed up. That's Christmas Day, anti-cyclone. So this is a different Christmas update. This has broken us out of the stormy Christmases that have been the trend through this season of updates. I think this is like the first one. Maybe have one that's been anti-cyclone, but generally most of them have been storming. And so this looks very different from Christmas Day. This is a dry Christmas Day, high pressure dominated and quite cold actually, with frost and fog very likely, especially for more southern and eastern areas. Out in the west it might be taking a little bit less cold with slightly more influence off the Atlantic, but overall in that area of high pressure I think, you know, it's still cold, frosty, mainly dry, could be some freezing fog in that area of high pressure as well. So cold Christmas Eve, cold Christmas Day. The high pressure begins to slink away to the east as we get into Boxing Day. That allows something a little bit milder to to come into the north and west, probably in some light outbreaks of rain. So I think still probably, though, for the south and east, mostly dry and cold still, actually. Enough of an influence from the high pressure to still be keeping things pretty cold, especially at night with widespread frost. Again, probably the risk of some quite dense fog as well. So for the south and the east, all 3 days, Christmas Day, Boxing Day, all looking cold and frosty. Out in the northwest, it probably gets a little bit less cold as we get towards Boxing Day. Now, moving up towards the new year, high pressure reinforces itself between Christmas and New Year. So, a real anticyclonic fest, this. Heading up towards the new year, high pressure is still dominating the weather over and to the east of the country, mostly dry, cold, excuse me, and relatively frosty. Probably there's a little bit less calm compared to what it was over Christmas, but nevertheless, high pressure keeps it mainly dry, I think, and you know, probably with overnight frost. That's New Year's Day. So, New Year's Day, anticyclonic, mainly dry again. Could be some widespread overnight frosty areas coming in from off the continent. So, I doubt it would be mild. It could be really quite cold. And then heading up towards the new year, that high pressure begins to edge back to Scandinavia again. So we start to pull in rather southerly, southeasterly type flow. And we actually get wind into the east. We start to bring cold air in from the east and from the southeast there through the first week of January. That could bring more snow back to southern and southeastern parts of the country, actually, on those southerly, southeasterly winds. So quite a cold first week to January, with easterly, southeasterly to easterly winds bringing risk of snow showers. And then with this area of low pressure trying to bring milder air from in from the Atlantic, that could bring light, heavier snow in from the west. That low wins the battle, though. As we go into the second week of January, we turn more unsettled, milder, wetter and windier. And then we go off into, you guessed it, had to get there, so eventually didn't it? Go off and running into a spell of wet, windy and quite stormy weather through the middle part of January. But, let's go back to it. But, this is a different update for Christmas. I think that's the main takeaway here. Main takeaway is that this 12th update has broken us out of the stormy Christmases. We've got a much more anticyclonic Christmas here, high pressure in control for Christmas with this update, and that brings, you know, quite a lot of dry weather with it. It also brings quite a lot of cold weather with it. It's cold earlier on in the month, it never really gets milder. So cold, frosty, foggy conditions perhaps for Christmas, and mainly dry, a different Christmas update, and I think that's the main takeaway. So are we beginning to break out of, move away from those earlier, stormier Christmas updates? It'll be interesting to see what happens next, and we'll do the next Christmas update for you on Tuesday. Goodness gracious me. If you enjoyed this Christmas update, then please can you like, share, subscribe. Thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. Thank you so much to Richard for our amazing Christmas updates gifts. And we shall see you for the next instalment of the Christmas Countdown on Tuesday. Don't forget the premiere, the winter 22-23 forecast coming up for you in a couple of hours' time here on the channel. So 5 PM. That's when we'll do it, and I shall see you on the red carpet a little bit later on. But for the Christmas update, that's all for now, and thanks for watching.